And good day everyone, my name is Max and today we are playing American Truck Simulator. Once again, after a good while, this time we are exploring Iowa. New DLC just dropped and, well, hope you will join me on this track. And, well, let's jump right into the game. And see what this new DLC has to offer. Fully a lot of bunch of stuff. We are currently in Omaha, so not quite in Iowa, but we will be heading Iowa next. Well, that looks attractive for a short haul, but that's a bit too short for this event, as you can see. Has been adding this DLC added a lot of stuff. We'll see where the external contracts will take us next. Council Bluffs is a bit too near, I suppose. Yeah. The minimum is 100 miles, I think. Maybe better check the events condition. Yep, needs to be at least 100 miles. Let's see, external contract and not an awful lot leading us into Iowa. Fort Dodge. That's 276 miles. Well, not gonna lie, I will be jumping a bit here and there, but maybe we have some other contract. Sioux City. That sounds nice. Recreational vehicle. So RVs. Lovely. Let's begin this delivery. And see how Sioux City is like. Today we are driving this wonderful Kenworth T680. I think it's a 680. Relatively new truck in the game. Has received an update lately, recently. It's pretty much stock, of course, with a nice livery. And green. Click clack. Fully digital dashboard. Not a fan of those. Not a fan of those. I think I've said it in the last stream. I prefer analog dashboards, but those are not a thing anymore in modern cars and lorries as well. Even in ETS and ATS. By the way, SCS is working on a really big DLC where you are driving cars around the map. Wonder how that will be. It's called Road Trip, I think. Absolutely looking forward towards that. Yeah, maybe I should change the physics a bit to simulation, right? Options, gameplay. Look, we have everything at 100 here, so that's basically arcade setting. But brake intensity, okay, let's keep that at 100. Uneven surface simulation, yeah. Realistic fuel consumption, air brake simulation. Simulate real-life air loss from excessive brake application. Let's keep it a bit Simcade-like for now. Let's not go full sim on this one. But yeah, changing physics a lot. Let's see how that will handle. I've driven lorry in this game on sim settings in quite a while. This will be quite something. Let's check stream health. Up and running. Lovely. Very stably. Horizontal traffic lights are so weird. Whoa, this lorry is really leaning into the curve right. Wow. Does this cabin have air ride? Is it suspended in a way? Yes, it is. Indeed, it is suspended. That's why it's this shaky. Wanderlust RV. I think that's a new company, at least from the Nebraska. Interesting engine sound. See, I haven't played this game in quite a while, so let's see. Maybe I will try hooking up the trailer in third-person view, not first-person this time. We'll have plenty of opportunities to do this in first person. And we are moving. Lovely. Yeah, so I'm not really... I mean, this is the Nebraska DLC. Let's also see how the new Iowa DLC will perform. Nebraska wasn't really... I wasn't very satisfied with the performance of the Nebraska DLC. I mean, as you can see, it's like... doesn't really feel like a smooth 60 FPS. It's really weird in that regard. Maybe they will have fixed performance issues from previous DLCs. And this one, maybe not. Let's see. This is so weird with this cabin. I mean, in Euro Truck Simulator, of course, all cabins are suspended, even with air ride and stuff like that, with air suspension. But those are cab overs, so you don't see an unsuspended bonnet in front of you usually. Which makes this a bit weird to look at, not gonna lie. This is a bit weird, having a bonnet that is not suspended whilst the cab is suspended. Heading towards Fremont. Or not. Well, definitely towards Iowa. How was activating? That is the horn. That is the zoom. That is turning the engine off. No, I better not do that. Ah, damn it. Windshield wipers? It's the parking brake. Oof. Those are the lights. Nice. Nice. We get the controls out again, and we are approaching Iowa, or are we in Iowa already? Ugh. Performance is getting significantly worse. I think we are entering a new DLC area. This is always the same stuff. And I absolutely do not like this. The game looks okay, but it doesn't look phenomenal. So why is the performance this bad? Council Bluff. So yeah, welcome to Iowa. Welcome to the new DLC area. Being greeted by a large farm over there. And yeah, this is going to be, I suppose, a very unstressful ride. Because Iowa is relatively empty. Wait a minute, this is an interchange ride. What the hell? There's an interchange with a railway crossing, and why can't I enter there? What is this? Huh? You know what? I bought this DLC and I will be using the entire DLC. Screw this barricade. Let's see where this is going and why this road is barricaded. There are clearly cars driving there. So why is this road barricaded? That is super weird. Doesn't make any sense. Literally nothing happening here. Oh, weird. Anyway, we are on the I-29 towards the city. Just cruising along. Is this why the slip road was blocked off? Nah, can't be. Weird. Maybe I'm overthinking this a bit too much. Wondering if this was this barricade before was a dynamic event, or if it is actually a fixed map feature or anti-feature. Needs indicators anyway. Like a BMW driver. Red lights are for losers. Well, at least in this game. Of course, in real life, always obey traffic laws. Peterbilt truck dealer discovered. Yeah, I'm wondering how, I mean, it'd be cool if we could drive European trucks in this game. Actually been watching this one trucking channel lately. I don't remember his name. But he works with Scania and brought a show truck, Scania R series, I think is 770 over, and tours the US with it. And I mean, Scania isn't doing this just for fun, right? Wouldn't it be nice if we end up with Scanias in ATS, with official Scanias in ATS too? That would be pretty rad. Ah, yeah, damn it. What is this performance? Buildings are, I mean, these buildings are not particularly high poly. Shoot. But for some reason, yeah, and still no rear view camera. Well, performance isn't impressive. Why? I really do wonder why. What's the issue? This has been going on for quite a while now. What's the issue with SCS games and every single DLC having, I mean, not technically not unplayable, but unimpressive performance for the visuals we get? This is something I find quite disappointing and consistently disappointing for a while now with SCS games and their DLCs. Ooh, that's a long one. And a straight one. Welcome to the Midwest, I guess. That's just basically almost one straight line. Wow. That's probably 250 miles just going straight. Incredible. Let's see. Maybe we can go back to Council Bluffs, but not gonna lie, 300 miles just going straight, that would be hilarious. And we would be in Cedar Rapids, which has, I suppose, is closer to the larger cities in Iowa. Like, there's nothing in here. Absolutely nothing for Dodge and Des Moines, but in between Omaha and our Council Bluffs and Des Moines, there is basically nothing. That's incredible. Let's inspect the nothingness. Continue. Yeah, this will be a heavy load, but I think we can handle it. There are literally no mountains anywhere. Flat as a pancake. So it should be going well. Let's check the stream for a minute. Everything is going all right. One viewer on Twitch, hello. And one viewer on YouTube. Hello, hello. Well then, let's continue. Driving to some city in nowhere. We're going to Cedar Rapids. Sounds like a fictional place, not gonna lie. Like from a Carmine novel or something. Driver needs some sleep soon. And wait a minute. World map. Oh, seems like pickup point was where we were already. And let's turn around and get what we need to head off. This new company asset isn't really working well. The performance is not great. Not impressive. I said it before, but this is such a shame. I really like this game, and then every DLC has kind of lackluster performance. I don't have a super weak PC. It's not amazing either. But I mean, it's actually pretty amazing. But I do have a pretty beefy PC. And yet this DLC isn't performing well. I would expect a solid 60 FPS with these graphics. And look, these assets, obviously, going by the pop-ins, do have LODs. There's really no reason for why this runs like shit. it is what it is. Wow, this looks like urban hell. With these stroads. I wish this lorry would have digital mirrors. Like, not sure if I would like them in real life, but in ATS and ETS 2 I actually like them a lot. So yeah. Heading off to Fort Dodge in Lamar. Yeah, Iowa, pretty much all states along the Mississippi, they used to be the French territory, right? Which was transferred to the United States via the Louisiana Purchase. So you have a lot of French city names in the area, all the way up to the Great Lakes, like Detroit is literally a French name, for example. Of course, Nouvelle-Orléans is, and well, a lot of cities have French names in this area. It's very interesting. But yeah. Also, the Iowa flag is actually derived from the French Republican flag, which is also quite interesting. Different proportions, of course. Yeah, and like pretty much almost all U.S. state flags, of course, have the state coat of arms or seal. I think. I don't think it's a coat of arms with Iowa, is it? Not sure. I don't think that's a coat of arms. It's an eagle with a band in its beak. Of course, it's an eagle. It's not a coat of arms, but in a large coat of arms, this would be the heather. I forgot the name for the proper name for this. The helm, I think, is in the flag. But anyway, what I think is good about this DLC is the color palette. It's finally not brown and brown anymore. You have colorful flowers at the roadside, and some back there. Yeah, there are some flowers, and a lot of green. Love that. A lot of the previous DLCs were beige and brown, and that's just oppressive. I like green stuff and colorful flowers. Performance currently not terrible, but not great either. Rumble strips. Couldn't read that one. I should zoom in. I wonder if I have dynamic ads enabled, because if I do, I turn them off. Yeah, so SCS has introduced a dynamic ad system. It's in the game quite a while, but it's more and more obvious. Where instead of these parody billboards, you will have actual ads in there. It's not a particularly new technology that exists for more than 20 years by now. Since the advent of internet games, basically. And our driver needs a rest. Let's check out where the next rest stop is. Gotta head off to this wait over there, because there is not a single rest stop all the way to the I-380. Wow, we're actually not on an interstate but on a US route right now, US 20. Interesting, so we don't have any rest stops, whilst the interstates, of course, as you can see, have rest stops regularly, including the spurs and rings. Well then, thankfully there's a wait station right at the next exit, so heading there. And I definitely need to learn how to brake with simulation settings. Need to relearn that. Come on, what's the hold up? Not scared by this oversized load. What? Wait, what are we transporting? Cable reels. Yes, cable reel. Exit only. I think that's interesting. There's a do not enter sign, but they decided to write exit only. Very flat. Some hills in the back. Overall, very flat. And nobody at the wait station. Weighing station? Anyway. Time for some sleep. I'll get that here. Hello? Hello, I want some sleep. Yes, I know. I need to get some sleep, but where to get it? Oh god, not another bot attack. Good grief. Twitch is so bad at rooting out bots, and this guy gets banned. Yeah, today. Banned. Lock. And to remove messages, yes. Bloody hell. Freaking bots. Bots everywhere. Bye bye bot. Anyway. Gotta find. Stop the engine. Why? That sounded like a chicken. That was very poorly marked. I could not tell this was supposed to be the place where I was supposed to rest on the shoulder instead of here. Yeah, well, we are in nowhere, so things are different. I think it's interesting how Twitch, in particular, always has bots coming in, whilst YouTube rarely has that. Even in the past, rarely had that. Really odd. So, well, going straight again. There's some decrepit, there was some decrepit combine harvester there. Well, nothing but endless fields. The horizon. Reminds me a lot of my home state in Germany. Doesn't look too different. Yeah, surprisingly similar. Poland as well. It's also endless fields and nothingness. Even more so than the further east you go in Europe, the emptier it gets. Dodge, so almost halfway there. This is also very interesting. This is not an interstate, of course, but a US route, which can have intersections. But it's really weird to have I've never seen this in Germany actually, a rural dual carriageway with intersections. They only have interchanges. So they are always grade separated. I wonder how well autonomous driving works in this game. Let's check it out. Gameplay-wise, I think truck physics assistance, yes. Truck speed limiter, well, adaptive cruise control, distance 40 meters, tolerance 5 kilometers per hour. Yeah, let's set it to 10 kilometers. Cruise control grid step. Yeah, lane assist. Lane keeper support. Let's try that. Rain sensor, yeah, let's do it. Rain sensor, automatic headlights. I hate those. I hate those in real life. I won't do this in ATS. Even though it's just pixels. Emergency brake system. Activates emergency braking if the system senses an imminent collision. Choose if the system will only react to vehicles or all obstacles. Let's see how that works. Never try that. Never did so. Well. Let's drive with all the assistance systems modern lorry driver would use. Realism. Does this actually keep me actively in the lane? Ooh, it does. Wait. Yeah, but it's not even close to semi-autonomous. It's a really primitive system, like what I think cars had this almost 15 years ago. And it doesn't let me change without, I suppose, indicating. Then it makes this awful beep. Yeah, I think I hate this. This is... Like, look, it's overcorrecting a lot. It's very aggressive. Yeah, this is probably more dangerous than helping. Nah. Let's turn off lane keep assist. That is atrocious. Both modes are only active at speeds above 55 km an hour. The lane assistant also considers your usage of the turn signal before engaging. Yeah, but this is not a good system. This is not the autonomous driving I was looking for. Quite sharp turns here. Didn't expect that. But you see, this is one of the types of motorways that in Germany they would be unlimited. Like, you could drive as fast as you want. Okay, this one doesn't have a shoulder now, but you could. Unless there's a posted speed limit. And it would make sense given how empty this stretch of land is. But of course we have intersections instead of interchanges all across this route, so probably not a good idea. Imagine going 200 kilometers an hour faster and then a tractor pulls up in front of you. That would be, of course, not a situation where anyone would want to be in. Whoa. What the heck? cabin jiggle physics. We are now on an interstate. Great. Yeah, the way station. Let's see. I hate this beeping. Isn't there a way to turn this off? God, this is really annoying. Like, come on, SCS. You can do better. What this was. Sorry for this awful awful sound. But seems like no way to turn that off. Ugh. Damn SCS. That is terrible. Noise of the flowing air. Can't enable that for some reason. That sounds like an interesting feature. Yeah, but... well, seems like no way to turn that off. Damn. Damn. Yeah. This is terrible. God. For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. That is a nasty beep. I understand your realism and all, but that's just incredibly nasty and unpleasant. Equals weight. That's a lot of pounds. Where are we exactly? Road safety is no accident. Yes. I have no idea about the geography of Iowa, not gonna lie. We are in Cedar Rapids. This town seems, the city seems larger than I thought. I thought this was some small city, but they even have high-rise buildings. Yeah, I say those are skyscrapers. More skyscrapers. Interesting. Thought this place was just a small town. And it isn't. Very cool. The Eastern Iowa Airport. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who hates this wait station sound, so definitely need to install a mod for this the next time. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I gonna turn off these freaking assistants. That's not very pleasant. I like my truck sounds, yeah, but those damn assistants, and there's no way to just make them a little quieter in the audio settings. Like, why? You can adjust so many things in the audio settings, but not specifically the assistant sounds, which is just why. It is very interesting. You can turn off the water beep. Change any other beeps or turn them off. Massive oversight. Well, but what can you do except installing mods? Anyway, navigation, let's see, where are we? Rapids, and of course this is actually at the airport. Nice. Whoever needs RVs at the airport. Oh yeah, and we wanted to turn off the other assistants because they are just degrading the experience. At least spoiling it a bit for me. Blind spot sensor, yes. Truck speed limiter, adaptive cruise control disabled. It's disabled. Emergency brake system disabled. Everything disabled now. Doesn't even let me break the law. Like, come on. looking for... What's that again? F key. Whatever that is on the gamepad. No idea. Turning off the hazard lights. Anyway, been going on for an hour, stably. In case you have joined the stream, feel free to say hello and have a chat. If you just want to hang around and watch the stream, that's fine too. Cedar Valley Airport. Well, well. That's pretty close to the runway. At least performance isn't too bad around here. Was quite a lot of worse before in this weird cargo depot thing. Wait, we are no longer transporting RVs. Bloody hell, we are transporting cable reels. It's been quite an exhausting day, very hot. Of course, Germany, we don't have OCs. Outside maybe supermarkets and cars. I think I will jump this, skip this one. Almost at level 50. Lovely. Let's see what else this place has something to offer. Iowa City. Davenport, 109 kilometers. Davenport of Burlington. And Kenworth. On the Kenworth dealership, so we have to go back there anyway, so yeah, we can delivery. And deliver Kenworth with Kenworth. Prefer the original Anteater when it comes to design, but this is cool too. Much better than the lorries we are going to deliver, except for the bloody digital dashboard. Give me real gauges. I mean, there are still real gauges, surprisingly, like these ones over there. That's not a screen as well. And a lot of buttons. You can see that in cars anymore. No touch screens now. That's terrible. This truck pulled, and it's not even the strongest engine available. It's the in-house Packer engine. I think the other engine available was a Cat or a Detroit diesel, I don't know. Kudos to SCS for also bringing non-manufacturer engines to licensed lorries. And yeah, it's degrading again a little. This is not an awfully built-up area. Unfortunately, lorries can't get dirty in this game and also can't take damage. I mean, I could drive through there and see what happens when we do. Probably nothing. Yeah. Nothing cool happening. This isn't Test Drive Unlimited, okay? Don't know what I expected. Kenworth dealership, you know what? I should use this opportunity and see if I can install some stuff on this truck, like for example maybe digital mirrors are actually a thing on this one. Not sure. Maybe I have was an oversight on my end. See, loading Steam inventory. Let's check the interior. What do we have here? A lot of things. I should do the driving academy. Eventually. Not today. Yeah, I see. An air freshener. Well, that's always a good thing, isn't it? Yeah, that's also stuff we need. Obviously, we don't need a portable navigator. I don't understand why people replace their multifunctional steering wheel with these aftermarket ones. You literally lose functionality and safety with these, but to each their own. Ooh, nice. We can't get rid of mirrors entirely, but we can get indeed a camera. One thing I always wondered is why no center rear view mirror, or rather center rear view camera, now that the possibilities are there with technology. It would only make sense to have this. Probably an aftermarket thing. What's that? painted. Yeah, I need to go outside for that. Oh. Oh, so those are deflectors. Huh. Yeah, nah, we don't need that. Standard bonnet. Yeah, it's crazy how customizable these lorries are, especially since license and all. In the event. Yeah, I think I got what we need. I think I got what we needed, or what I needed. Anything else in here would be interesting. Yeah, maybe different hubcaps. Let's see. Chrome. Yeah, let's get those on there, and then some more chrome as well. Boom. Oh, can also have white tires. Not sure what the benefit of those are. Maybe try them out anyway and see how they drive. More rubber should mean more grip, right? Let's see, what do we have here? Progress chrome wide. That is literally less rubber. I think we keep it that way and install the heavy duty tires with thicker threads. Unfortunately, tires don't affect economy and road surface noise in ATS. and ETS2 they do. For some reason that's not really the case in ATS, at least not from a gameplay perspective. These are just minor differences between those games that exist. It's very interesting they do. Be surprised if that would come down to licensing. Well, I think we've customized enough here. Is there some special Iohere thing? Oh, back rims. That would fit well to the back, right? Yeah. Now that's the way. It's way better. Yeah. Just need to find exclusive paint, and let's get my color. It's not dark enough. So that's matte and that's gloss. Can't adjust that. So might as well keep it chrome then. Yeah, so... Oh yeah, you can have a black hubcap. That's neat. Well then, perfect. Okay, let's keep that chrome. And anything else here? Change, nah. Warning flags, we don't need those. Okay, well then. No, I don't want to confirm the order. Lovely. And guess we're back on the road with new fancy camera rear view mirrors. And even a real one still. Makes little sense to me to have a real one. Maybe that's regulation or something. I don't know. But from an aerodynamic perspective, having just a little camera bridge would make much more sense. Because a smaller mirror is also a good thing, but could be even more efficient. At least in Europe, these lorries don't have physical mirrors anymore. Only cameras. Because it's just that more efficient. It literally costs less to drive a lorry with maybe more expensive and sophisticated camera system than having a mirror. It's economics of scale in that sense. Because it might just be 0.1 liter of fuel per 100 kilometers, but when you're driving millions of kilometers, of course, it adds up, and then you are, of course, get that money back you got from you had to spend previously on camera systems. Not sure if these always make sense for passenger cars, but at least for lorries they do seem to make sense. Else people wouldn't, else companies wouldn't buy them. Yeah. $105 miles. And as for ETS2, by the way, they are developing a coach simulator DLC, which is also very interesting. Like for the American Truck Simulator Cars DLC, they're gonna completely overhaul the physics system for smaller vehicles, because obviously the physics system is completely geared for lorries as of now. They're gonna overhaul that for the road trip DLC, which I'm absolutely looking forward. Like car mods where even lorries at higher speeds, absolutely atrocious. Like physics go really wonky at higher speeds, especially with cars. Really looking forward to that, and hopefully we will see this ported to ETS2 as well when it should be successful. Hopefully it will be. I mean, that would be amazing. A just driving simulator for everything. And obviously the coach simulator, maybe that will end up being a proper bus simulator, even with city buses and all. Who knows? But then we would have an official gameplay mechanic for buses instead of the currently modded ones, which work okay. Don't get me wrong, they are popular for a reason. D-Bus, I think it's called. It's popular for a reason, it works. But of course, having something properly implemented and official and maintained by the proper developers would be just much better. Iowa City discovered. This should mean I can fast travel to Iowa City next. And then swat 2 flies with 1 bat, we say in German. Hit 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say in English. Yeah. More than just a truck stop. Walcott plain view. Does that mean there's an outlook there? Like a viewpoint? Let me see. World map. There is a viewpoint. Let's check that out. Let's do a little exploration. Interesting how they give these hints through the map assets. That's nice. And that would have been totally lost if this would have been a sponsored billboard. But it isn't. Let's say and check it out, maybe also fuel up, top up the truck, already halfway empty. Also, I don't really understand why we do have, when we have these camera systems, why not make the mirror on the other side? Why not put it in the dashboard? Like there. You don't have to turn your head anymore anyway. Obviously you should still turn your head, so... Well, I get why they are doing that, but... You know, it would be better for gameplay. Especially when you're not playing on multiple monitors or on ultra-wide. Or in VR. There's ease of use of... rear view mirrors is basically exclusive to ultra-wides, multi-monitor setups and VR, of course. There's a bit of a bummer. Oh, come on! Whose idea was this? Do we get to the viewpoint? Really understand. I am acting extremely stupid today. The viewpoint is in the building. Oh wait, this is not a viewpoint. This is a site. This is a landmark I'm supposed to photograph. Not a viewpoint. Bloody hell. I haven't played this game for such a long while, but I completely forgot about what the icons mean. Damn. So of course, Iowa 80. See, yeah, see, this is another thing. The photo mode, at least by default, is not very... is rather limited. How far you can zoom out, how high you can go with the camera. And take a picture. Let's say, but then again, the photo mode has some really nice settings, like we can change. Ooh. That looks Silent Hill fog. Lovely. Haven't seen that in a while. See, now that looks pleasant. Obviously for a YouTube thumbnail we need to oversaturate it, because that's what people want apparently. That's an even more interesting skybox. Lovely. See, so many skyboxes, and they all look great. They got that figured out at least. Are these textures or shaders though? Anyway. Let's continue our journey to Davenport. Aus dem Weg gering motorisierte. Oh, I forgot to fuel up. Well, it's only 39 miles to go. I think we will have a lot of chances until the fuel runs out. Yeah, this place really reminds me of my home state, my home region, except for the architecture. Everything is so flat and still green. Obviously right now it's a bit brownish here as well. It's summer, it's dry. And I think it's very interesting how they transport these trucks. I'm not sure how they do this in Europe, but this piggybacking, it's rather interesting, not gonna lie. Alright, exiting this interstate to get another interstate. There's a place called Bettendorf, which means bed village in Germany. In Germany, yes. Many people in Germany speak German, we thought. Who would have thunk? I suppose that bridge is heading into Illinois. So we will explore that area of the map eventually. Not today. So, yeah, right at the border to Illinois. Without being able to enter Illinois. I'm not sure how long Illinois will take, but Louisiana is taking so long. It's actually crazy how long SES is developing Louisiana already. I wonder why. If they are just view. Huh. Police sounds without police. Yeah, but they are taking suspiciously long for Louisiana. It's very interesting, I wonder why. Illinois, obviously they can't release Illinois before they released Iowa, so I think Illinois might be next. It's the final state to complete Route 66, which was one of their latest pushes. So, yeah. And security check. Rockport Terminal welcomes you. Visitors must check in at office. Drivers must stay with truck. Children and pets must stay in truck. No smoking. Wait a minute. Do lorry drivers in the US have their entire family with them? Like children and stuff? That'd be interesting. Interesting to know. Like, I mean, I can see why, for example, children would want to know what their parent is doing when driving, but like during the holidays or whatever. We must park them in the shed. Okay. Yay. Excellent. I think we can make it to level 49 today. Let's see what's up with company office today. Burlington. Kirksville is in Montana, so nope. Des Moines. Maybe I will check if I can quick travel to Iowa City, yeah. So we can have finish 2 cities with 1 delivery instead of just 1, of course. Let's see, external contracts. And from Iowa City, we went Cedar Rapids already to Burlington. That's too close. Another one to Burlington. That's perfect. Again, no, that's from Cedar Rapids. Damn it. Kirksville is in Montana. We don't need to go there. Fort Dodge. Guess we are riding to Fort Dodge. See, we only have completed 3 cities thus far. That's interesting. We're from Cedar Rapids, the city, and we could fast travel to Des Moines after that. Well, we'll do that definitely. Let's see, Iowa City to Cedar Rapids to Waterloo. It's even better. And well, then we will transport scaffolding to Waterloo in delivery. Oh no, crap! That's from Cedar City. Damn it! I'm so unconcentrated today. Go to that, and it's really confusing. Okay, Iowa City to Burlington, lovely. Anhydrous ammonia. That's dangerous. You're kidding me. Are you kidding me? What? Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I was carefully looking through the contracts, selected the wrong one, and all because this workshop is all the way out in bumfuck nowhere. World map. Yeah, shite. Guess I done fucked up. What a pity. So we are now wasting 72 miles picking up a trailer at the airport in Cedar Rapids instead of going from Iowa City to some other place. Well, at least we are not wasting this contract on. At least we are getting one city out of this. This feels a bit like work. Damn! These seasonal events. Whoa. A bit too fast there. What can you do? Performance, surprisingly, is now fairly stable in most places. There are just punctual issues with certain company assets for some reason, like the Rockport facility in Q4, for example. Yeah, but first impression wasn't good on that front, unfortunately. It's okay now, but wasn't back there. Got the need for speed. Yeah, and the road trip DLC, I mean, speaking of Need for Speed and stuff like that, I wonder how gameplay will be there, if there will be road races and stuff like that, or if it, and what's supposed to happen there. And there's a camera car. I hate that. But yeah, how this will be very interesting, definitely. I'm pretty interested to find out. A road trip, just driving without objectives, or as a sandbox for modders to build on, is fair, I guess. But I'm really not sure how they are going to fill this new gameplay mechanic with content. Going from place to place sounds fine, but you gotta give players something to do. Oof. I could imagine courier missions. Or I think races might be a bit too much for this game. But we'll see. We'll absolutely need to wait and see. New. Well, on our way to Waterloo. This is our Waterloo here. Big mistake. But at least not a total loss. It's a lightweight cargo. Short trailer. Easy. There are some interesting artworks, like planes rammed into the ground. Weird. Yay. I love running red lights. At least it's not too far to Waterloo. There, that. Again, I find it very interesting how this random place in nowhere has skyscrapers. Skyscrapers on the other side, and then huge silos on the other one. That's quite a contrast. I don't know what the story here is. And wait, station coming up, please don't beep. Definitely gotta install that mod. I think there's a mod on the workshop that removes these beeps. Which is definitely necessary. And an accident. Too fast on my end. Now it's starting to rain. Lovely. I thought I had rain sensors enabled. Do I activate? That is the hall. Zoom. How do I activate? Oh, nice. Scaffolding. Character is getting tired. How do I turn on that again? That's how I do it. Yeah. Those headlights are not really doing anything, aren't they? Riverfront Iohere. What is that? What kind of interchange is that? Ugh. Is that a variant of a single point interchange? Sure. Sketchy. Yeah. Oh, so the town center, it has this directional system, and then the single point interchange is basically interleaved with a kind of American traffic planning can be very interesting. Especially since they do everything to make cars go faster. They come up with many new ways. And a lot of stuff is not really standardized, surprisingly. The stuff gets confusing. Oh, performance is terrible in this village, town. City? Not sure. But performance is not great. Air pressure low. Oof. Yeah, frame rate is also low. Ugh. Good grief. I do not like this city. Not because it's awful, or because of its weird interchange, but simply because the performance in this game isn't particularly well here. I wonder if police pursuits would be possible in this game. I knew when it came to trucking games, Rick and Roll had police pursuits, though they were very rudimentary. Obviously, car driving games have with pursuit systems are way more common. And technically, San Andreas has a truck simulator part of sorts, and that has a pursuit system, obviously, but that's more arcadey. And a railway crossing. At least the trains in this game are not awfully long, unlike in real life. Yeah, that was the train. You know what? This trailer is very small and very lightweight, so might as well try parking it properly in first-person view this time. Also, we got a camera rear view mirror now, so might as well give it a shot. And I think I already failed. I definitely need to finish this driving academy. Wow, I'm terrible. Good grief, I'm terrible today. These screens are tiny. Yeah, let's just at least finish this one in third-person view. But not with these tiny screens. Or maybe I just need a bigger monitor. Or better eyes. And just... I'm a bit tired myself now, honestly. Vroom vroom. Well, this was terrible. But we are approaching level 49. In case you're wondering why these parts of the US are not visited, and Texas isn't visited, I visited those, but the save game I have on my PC is, yeah, well, it's not the same as on my Steam Deck. Yeah, let's see, quick travel to Iowa City this time. Confirm quick travel, yes, that will cost us $179 in fuel. I-70. It's been a while since I've been there in this game. We are waiting. Infinite loading screen? Hopefully not. Taking quite a while. And done. Let's check out this view in camera mode. Photo mode. What's this look like? Those god rays. Definitely interesting, I'd say. Zoom this in a bit. Yeah. Does look actually pretty nice. Somehow. Photo settings. Skip this. Yeah, nah, no roll. Let's keep this nice and straight here. Yeah, well, we can adjust saturation for some reason, but we can't adjust brightness, unfortunately. Only depth of field and saturation. This is not particularly great for photo mode. I've seen better photo modes. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. Yeah. Anyway. Enough photo mode for today. Let's take a decent job that covers 2 cities. Iowa City to Waterloo. Would have needed that a bit earlier. Iowa City to Kirksville. No. Iowa City to Fort Dodge. It's 4 miles. We had a good one from Iowa City to Burlington, I think. Maybe we can get that again. And let's not take a Cedar Rapids. That's a heavy load. Gonna have trouble pulling that. Iowa City to Mason City. Even longer. But not sure from where else we would go Mason City. Yeah, not sure. I think we lost an opportunity back then. Iowa City to Burlington, 74 miles. Lovely. Yeah, you know what? Let's check this 3 times. More and then we'll do this. Iowa City to Burlington, 66 miles. We had one over 100 miles. Come on. Yeah, wow. It's time. Iowa City to Burlington, 76. Yeah, I don't think we get anything today anymore. And I'm getting tired. It's already 2 hours into the stream. So in any case, with that wonderful view of the Iowa sunset at a random workshop in the middle of nowhere, I'm gonna leave you here and we will pick up later on another day. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hope you had a good time and stay tuned, stay safe, stay fly. Bye.